Hello epic viewers from around the multiverse, prepare to bask in unprecedented glory because today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends AIM Trooper 2-pack, which is slated to be released come the latter half of 2018. Does this 2-pack warrant this hefty, staggering, premium, exorbitant price of over $40, or should you desist and abstain from buying this particular 2-pack? Well, in my objective opinion, I would deem this 2-pack to be anything but meritorious at its current price point. Why, you may ask? Well, let me just elucidate why right here, right now. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so just bear with me one brief moment. So as you can unequivocally see, these action figures are not the utmost highest quality action figures produced. They're mediocre at best, and I detest and disdain settling for insipid mediocrity, especially when I have to lay out and relinquish a bare minimum of $40+ in order to buy 2 action figures. These action figures lack interchangeable hands, they lack finger joint articulation, and their weapons are only utilize or only possess 2 color schemes. So they're not the most intricate, nor the most robust, nor the most highly detailed action figures. And I have to be objective and utilize a high-quality $8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends as a benchmark for comparison. These action figures cost 250% more relative to the price of 2 Toy Biz Marvel Legends, and they're not even up to par with 2 Toy Biz Marvel Legends. Some Toy Biz Marvel Legends even came bundled with 2 figures, such as Silver Surfer and Deadpool. But you're going to be paying 250% more per figure relative to the price of the Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figure, and you're just getting a figurine that has mediocre features, to say the least. These AIM Troopers have mediocre decals, mediocre designs, mediocre hues, mediocre textures, mediocre shadings, mediocre weapons, and they're just characterized by insipid mediocrity. I don't see anything truly novel nor spectacular about them. What we do get for a hard-earned $40 is an interchangeable head for each figure. So there's a grand total of 4 heads. Each figure possesses 2 interchangeable heads, and we have a grand total of 5 to 6 weapons. I'm unsure if the knife can be removed from the sheath or from the scabbard or whatever the holder is called that the knife is relegated in. There's a knife on this figure's leg. Can the knife be removed from the calf? It remains an enigma, but I presume it can be. I just think that they should come with more accessories, more interchangeable heads, and they should command a lower price point to truly deliver value to the collector. Sure, they have tremendous latitude for dynamic posability, but their color schemes, their designs are not as robust relative to the paint applications, shadings, and designs of the Toy Biz Marvel Legends. So it's just disgraceful and pitiful that Hasbro has bastardized the line. When they took up the reins of the Toy Biz Marvel Legends line, they churned out inferior figures for a higher price point, and I know that the figures would be substantially more affordable and significantly more epic if Toy Biz didn't become defunct, and if they were still producing Marvel Legends. But these figures just seem chintzy and shoddy as $20+ figures each. So you're going to have to lay out $40 because they come in a 2-pack, and you're paying over $20 per figure. It just seems like a blatant outright ripoff, and they're just mediocre at best. The shadings of the Toy Biz Marvel Legends had were so aesthetically appealing. These figures are just lackluster. They look so generic and bland. Now they may emulate the AIM Troopers led by MODOK from the comic books. They may have nostalgic value, and they may be fantastic for army building, but considering what else you could have gotten in the recent past for $40, I just can't vindicate buying these figures, especially out of principle, even if I were wealthy. If I wasn't destitute, if I wasn't indigent, if I wasn't impoverished, and if I were a billionaire, out of principle I still wouldn't buy these figures, even though I lack a single AIM Trooper. It's epic that we get to build up our AIM Trooper collection, but for over $40, considering that one Toy Biz Marvel Legends figure for $8 offered far more intrinsic value than these two figures, I just can't justify buying these two figures. So overall, in the form of a quantitative score, I'm going to give this set a 3 out of 10, simply because it's a step in the right direction. Even though the price point is lofty and outrageously high, we have two Army Builder figures. They do come with interchangeable heads and a multitude of accessories, even though the accessories are scant at best. And they're not as bad as previously released Hasbro Marvel Legends figures. So overall, I'm giving this lot a 3 out of 10, and that's being generous, and that's also me overly embellishing this lot just because I'm in desperate need for AIM Troopers and I'm yearning to possess them. So I'll likely consider buying them when they're on eBay for under $10, but I doubt that they'll be on eBay for that price unless China produces their own iterations of these figures, which they may possibly do if the second-hand market prices further skyrocket. So these action figures will likely come out during the latter half of the year, and I'm sure collectors will be appeased, but I'm not when I objectively compare them to the $8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures. They're just disgraceful and despicable relative to the $8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures that had far more intrinsic value at their core than these figures, which are nothing spectacular or nothing extraordinary. They're mediocre at best. They're not comparable to SH Figure Arts action figures. They're not comparable to DC Universe Classics action figures. They're not comparable to DC Direct figures. They're not comparable to NECA figures. They're not even comparable to Mezco's Marvel figures. So 3 out of 10 at best. I hope that you found this video to be fascinating and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.